May. If you like Carrie, but always thought it should have more violent amputation scenes, the movie follows May Angela Betty's young woman who's just dying to have a friend. Lady in White. This movie revolves around a murder committed on Halloween, the young boy who witnessed the whole thing, and the ghost whose murder he has to avenge. Lady in White is more of a spooky whodunit than anything else, so watch it on a Halloween date night. More Lady in White. 44 of 84 great movies that take place in autumn. 65 of 95 the best 1980s fantasy movies. 25 of 60 the best small town movies ranked. All Hallows Eve. A horror anthology that includes elements of earlier short films by director Damien Leone. All Hallows Eve revolves around a mysterious VHS tape that ends up in a bag after a night of trick-or-treating. All three stories on the tape are pretty scary, and they all feature the incredibly terrifying clown named Art Mike Gianelli. Night of the Demons. Night of the Demons is basically Evil Dead 2, but with dumb teenagers and nobody has a chainsaw for a hand. This movie isn't just highly entertaining, it also features an actress who left Hollywood to become a pet psychic. More Night of the Demons. 403 of 722 the best horror movies of all time. 53 of 70 the best teen slasher movies. 33 of 67 the best demonic possession movies. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow portion of this package film used to be a staple of Halloween viewing, but it fell out of rotation for some reason. Do yourself a favor, find this classic from 1949 and spook yourself out like you did when you were a kid. More The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. 117 of 206 musical movies with the best songs. 156 of 575 the best animated films ever. 1325 of 1540 the most rewatchable movies. House of 1000 Corpses. A lot of people saw Rob Zombie's first movie as a disappointment when it was released. There was a lot of buzz about the film that centers on a family of serial killers who torture a group of friends on Halloween night. But while many critics felt Zombie was too interested in paying homage, it's a thrill ride that definitely doesn't pull punches, and, for genre fans everywhere, it's a love letter to some of their favorite films. More House of 1000 Corpses. 96 of 722 the best horror movies of all time. 9 of 88 the goriest movies ever made. 460 of 541 the greatest guilty pleasure movies. Ginger Snaps. The Fitzgerald sisters don't need Halloween to be spooky. They're into wearing bird skulls around their necks and faking their own deaths year-round. But when a werewolf bites Ginger Catherine Sable, it's good timing. Most people assume her fangs and claws are just part of a costume. Ginger Snaps is a fascinating take on werewolf mythology, and it's actually pretty scary, too. Idle Hands. If you grew up around it, okay, you probably watched Idle Hands during a sleepover and promptly forgot about the wealth of information it imparted upon you. Watch this fountain of teenage knowledge again, and you'll feel the way you did when it introduced you to demonic possession. Jessica Alba, and the Ramones all at once. More Idle Hands 1017 of 1137, the absolute funniest movies of all time. 4 of 15 feel-good horror movies to watch during difficult times. 14 of 27, the greatest horror parody movies. Rank Monster House. Not every Halloween movie needs to give you nightmares, although Monster House does have a few surprising scares. It's about 3 young friends who believe a creepy house in their neighborhood is actually a living creature. But it's a Halloween movie the whole family can enjoy. More Monster House. 218 of 575, the best animated films ever. 1357 of 1540, the most rewatchable movies. 29 of 105, the best Halloween movies for kids. The Crow. Since its release in the mid-90s, The Crow has become a cult classic. But the final movie, starring Brandon Lee, who died in an on-set accident while filming, is so much more than what it seems. Set on Halloween, it's a supernatural action flick that manages to conjure emotions that several sequels and copycat movies never could. The Crow really does deserve a second viewing. Or The Crow may have been cursed, and not just because of Brandon Lee's death. 30 of 177, the greatest comic book movies of all time. 39 of 84, great movies that take place in autumn. Silver Bullet. What would Halloween be without Stephen King? If you dig werewolves but feel like they've been taken over by the Twilight movies, it's a gritty portrayal of lycanthropy that'll make you look over your shoulder every full moon. More Silver Bullet. 108 of 722, the best horror movies of all time. 20 of 20, the scariest kids in the Stephen King cinematic universe. Ranked 23 of 49, the best movies based on Stephen King books. Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is a spooky anthology movie that revolves around a creepy kid in a burlap sack on Halloween. It should have become a massive franchise, but Warner Bros. Released the movie straight to video, dumping it into the DVD bargain bins of America. Luckily, the film found new life online, and horror fans everywhere are finally getting to see what happens when you blow out a jack-o'-lantern before midnight. Or Trick or Treat. Small details in Trick or Treat that will satisfy your sweet tooth. If you haven't seen Trick or Treat yet, you've been wasting your Halloween horror movie viewing. 44 of 144, the best zombie movies of all time.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.